Hello, everyone. How are you today? We are now streaming live for Financial Fridays. Woohoo! Today is the day that you focus on your money for your business. Where are you versus where you desire to be, right? Look at your revenue, your expenses, and your profit, as well as your cash flow, because cash is your business's superpower. So welcome to another episode of Financial Fridays with Octavia Conner, the consultant's virtual CFO. Now today, we're going to discuss the importance of monitoring expenses to maximize profits. The importance of monitoring expenses to maximize profits. No matter where you're joining us from, or if you're watching a replay, make sure that you say hello as you are coming in. We're now streaming live on multiple platforms. You can also leave your questions and comments below, and I will answer them at the end, or I will come back and I will answer them after this is done. So here's the thing. For every dollar saved in your business, it goes directly to your bottom line. Would you agree? Now, monitoring expenses to maximize profits is one of the most critical financial responsibilities as a business owner, right? If you are not consistently monitoring your expenses, you probably have something that I call profit killers or money leaks that you are not aware of. Now, when you monitor your spending and you know where your money is going, you can ensure that your money is used wisely. Now, for many consultants, you often review your finances during tax season. But unfortunately, this is too late. And several profit killers or money leaks have been hiding in your expenses throughout the year, and you're probably gonna pay more in taxes than you actually should. Therefore, today, we're gonna deep dive into the importance of monitoring your expenses to maximize profit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to identify the most overlooked expenses for consultants. Now, before I go into any more, allow me to introduce myself. As I said before, I am Octavia, the consultant's virtual CFO and the CEO of Say Yes to Profits. I help consultants scale to 7 figures and beat the IRS tax game with my signature Say Yes to Profits system. Now, here's the thing. Profit is how you keep score in business. As a matter of fact, you are in business to generate a profit. Are you aware of that? Now, having financial clarity on your spending habits is the best way to maximize profits and increase cash flow. When you know how much money you're spending, it's easy to balance out your income with your spending so that you say yes to profits in business. So what I would like to do before I get into the expenses for you to monitor, I want to provide you with a few profit indicators. Now, these indicators are basically letting you know that there are expenses that are probably hindering you from maximizing profits in your business. So I want you to think about these as you're operating your company. And if you have these thoughts, or you've asked yourself these questions, then that could possibly mean there are things that are hindering you from saying yes to profits in business, okay? So number one, if you have ever felt as if you are making money, but your bank balance doesn't reflect your hard work or expertise. You are more than likely experiencing profit killers. Number two, if you are unable to maintain at least 3 months of operating capital as cash reserve, you again are experiencing money leaks. And number three, if you rely on your company credit cards and loans to operate your business, you have a couple of problems going on. Number one, you probably are not earning enough revenue. Number two, your services are probably not priced for profitability and scalability. And number three, your expenses are too high. Okay? And the final profit killer indicator is if you are unable to consistently receive a CEO market-based salary from your business, you're probably experiencing money leaks or profit killers in your company, and your goal is to plug them and stop them immediately. So before we can even deep dive into the expenses that you need to monitor to maximize profit, you first need to determine if you have profit killers by asking yourself the questions that I just went over. Okay? So let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any comments about profit killers or money leaks. So what I want to do right now is deep dive into the expenses that you should watch in your business. So I'm going to give you 5 expenses, and I'm going to provide you with a high-level overview of the expenses that you should watch. Number 1, subscription services. Are you enrolled in a subscription service or product that you are not using to the fullest advantage, or you're not using at all? If so, why are you still spending the money on that service or product? Number 2, people and productivity. Can I tell you that time is money? Yes, it is, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard of that. If you hire the wrong people, they could waste time learning, or worse, not learning, but they're riding the clock. Now, I recommend you first hire slow and on a trial period. And then you test and see if they're really helping your business in the way that they promise. Also, I recommend that you consistently monitor their productivity rate and determine if you are going to receive, or if you are receiving, an ROI because of that hire. All right. Expense number 3, marketing expenses. Ineffective marketing and advertising can cause more harm than good in your business. So I recommend that you consistently, instead of plugging money rather into marketing consistently, I recommend that you test the strategy first to determine the results. And then if you receive the desired results, then you can place more money into that marketing strategy. But consistently plugging money into marketing strategies that are not yielding desired results is a waste of cash. Okay? Number 4, project costs. Now, this is really big for consultants. Project costs has to deal with labor and materials. So, are you spending too much money on labor, 1, because your team is taking too long to complete the project? And are you under budgeting for a project, and as a result is cutting into your profits? Those are questions you should ask yourself for each project. And what I recommend is that you create a budget per project and you monitor that budget as you're working in your business. And number 5, and this one is really big, taxes. If you are not aware of the tax saving difference between an LLC, an S corporation, a partnership, or a sole proprietor, you could be giving the money to the IRS, and you shouldn't. Your designation you select for your business determines your tax liabilities. So here's what I recommend. I recommend that you identify the ordinary and necessary tax deductions that will enable you to reduce your taxable income. I also recommend that you implement a tax savings strategy, such as having a retirement account, purchasing a vehicle under your business, making sure that you take advantage of the home office deduction, and more. You want to be crystal clear on your potential tax liabilities and then identify ways to reduce them as you're operating your business. Okay? So those are some of the key expenses that you should look out for. Now, please understand that monitoring your expenses could mean the difference between being in the red versus being in the black. And the main reason you should monitor your expenses is to identify and eliminate wasteful spending. Now, in addition to consistently monitoring your expenses, you want to make sure that you maintain control over your finances because this will eliminate any financial stress that may occur in your business. So to close this out, I want to give you a few CEO next best steps. So I recommend one, that you work with an accountant to conduct an expense audit. Now, this is where you examine each expense item and determine if it is needed to operate your business. If you determine that it is needed, then you also need to determine the ROI, the return on the investment. I also recommend that you implement the 24-hour spending whole rule. Now, this is a rule that I created, but it works if you work it. So the 24-hour spending whole rule is where you know that there's something you want to purchase, but you wait 24 hours before making that purchase. You analyze in details if it's needed. You ask your accountant their thoughts, and then you determine if you should spend the money on that purchase. Oftentimes, you'll find out that you shouldn't, and there's other ways to do whatever it is you need to do at a lower cost. Okay? So here's the thing. Bottom line, if you often question where your money disappeared to and why, if you often find that you never have enough money to cover your expenses throughout the month, to pay you a reasonable CEO salary, then you probably have money leaks or profit killers going on in your business, and you want to monitor them starting today and begin to get control over your cash flow. Okay? Neglecting to monitor your expenses can cause your business to go out of business, and we don't want that. So I cannot stress enough to start watching and monitoring your expenses today so that you are able to say yes to profits in business, okay? So to help you with that, of course, I have the Say Yes to Profits plan, which will help you identify those expenses that you should watch. And it will help you identify how you can maximize cash flow and profits in your business. So go to sayyes2profits.com/plan and download the Say Yes to Profits plan today. This is Octavia Conner, the consultant's virtual CFO. Until next time, say yes to profits, everyone. Toodles.